Hi guys, today I'm going to be doing a walkthrough solve of the Curvy Copter with Jumbling. One of my first few videos was two solve videos of this, one with Jumbling, one without, but I wanted to explain a bit more what I'm doing and not go for time so much. Plus I've practiced a bit more with the Jumbling now, so I think I can handle each of the cases quite well. So I'll get scrambling and then get back to you. Okay, so as you can see, that's pretty scrambled. So the first thing you want to do is get it back into the cube form. Now if you've just scrambled it, you'll probably remember the first few moves, but these are mostly intuitive, sometimes can be easy, as you see that was. So the first thing you want to do is find the white side, or your colour of choice. To do this you'll find the side where all four white edges are. I'm going to call this an edge piece. The one with two sides here. These will be the corners. Call these the triangles, and we'll also call this an edge in terms of turning. So yeah, once you've found the four white pieces, you want to get as many white triangles onto the bottom as you can. So those two are fine, this one's fine. This is to find out how many are jumbled. One's up here, so let's get it down to the bottom. And we've been lucky here, none of the four white pieces are in the wrong orbit. Now, I'll explain what I mean by orbit. For example, this triangle here, this white one, can only be in a certain number of spaces on the cube as it stands. For example, it can be here, or here, or here, and see if you follow it round, it can be in any of those spots. And if you look at the cube a certain way, you'll be able to follow an orbit round. So if you hold it like this, you can see here that the white will be following this orbit along here. And jumbling is the only way to change a triangle out of its orbit, and that's what we should have done with some of the pieces during the scramble. Okay, so to flip an edge back to its place, you want to do a jumble right, which you would do this move. Move that on there, move that on there, turn the front edge, and then put the pieces back. Now, without doing anything else, jumble left. Just the same, but the other way. Do it again, and then do a front turn. You see, they won't have changed, and that's back in place. This will swap the corners out as well, so be aware of that if you're doing this near the end of the solve. Okay, so that's the cross, if you like, done. And now what I like to do here is try and put as many of the bottom layer triangles in place before the corners to see what we need to jumble back into place. So for blues, one goes in there without a problem. You can follow an orbit around, like I said, to see if there's a blue available there. Follow it back, and yes it is. So I'll bring this in. Now for the orange, there's already one in place. Is there an orange? And there's no orange in this orbit. Okay, so to work out which pieces to unjumble, the way to set one up is you want a piece there and a piece there. This is the space that I want the orange piece. So this is where this is the orbit I need to look in right now, so that I can move it over there and place it into there. Now at the minute there is one available, but that's the one in this piece. So we don't want to move that one out the orbit. After having looked, the other way we can do it is jumble one into this orbit, so then we can jumble it into the orbit we want to. Now if we move, you see this orange piece here, we can jumble it over to here, then it will be in this orbit, and once it's here, because we can turn it there and then there, we can then jumble it into the slot we want and then put it in place. So let's do that. Move that up, move that down, jumble them, move this over to here, That's now there, and we can jumble this one over here. And there we go. Now it's in place. Okay, so blue, blue, orange, orange. How are we doing for greens? Any in this orbit? Yep, there's at least one. Okay, so we've got one in there, and we need one here. Let's follow this orbit round. No, no, no. And yes, there's one at the back here. And just to keep that orange in place, we'll turn this one up first so that stays there. Put the green in, and now they're in place. Finally the reds, one's already there. Do we have a red in this orbit? Seem to have knocked out a blue there. Right, is there a red in this orbit? Yes, there is one. So the next thing we want to do is corner placement. So find a corner that's on the top. We'll go for red and green. And we want it to be face up over its corner. So, and the way I do it is if you see it face up, you want it to be 3 moves away from here, and then you turn it that way. So that is 3 moves away from above its corner, so we turn it that way, because it has 3 orientations. So what you want to do is move the corner out of the way, put it up, put the corner back in, and put it down. So that's got the 1 in, and now we need to get the red back in place. So we'll move it back up, move the corner and the green out of the way, put the red in, and then put them back. So now we have this trio here with the edge facing the right way. Okay, so let's do another one. This one's already over its corner, so let's do this one. Now the edge is swapped, so we want to get the corner out of the way to start with. Turn it the right way up, move the orange out of the way. Now we flip the edge. We can put the orange back in and the corner in. And now we need to get the green there. So let's move the green out the way. Put the corner back at the top. Move the corner and the orange away. Put the green in. Put them back and swap it down. That is already out of the way. Red in. And there we go. So we have one half of the cube done with the edges. Now just the top layer. Now we want to just move the pieces around and see how many jumbles we're going to have to do. The oranges are already in place. What we're trying to do now is these triangles. So we've got one blue in place. That blue you can already see is in the wrong orbit because it can only go in that space as well. So we're going to need to sort the blue out. Got one green in place. That's also in the wrong orbit, so we need to sort one green out as well. And let's check the reds. And this red is also out of place because it can't get over there. So the orange is fine, and we need to move one of each of the other pieces. So let's start with the blue. If you know that there's one of each of the other colours not in place, it might be worth jumbling with that colour. However, if you're not sure, always try and do it with a yellow, because you sort out the or the top colour, because you can sort that out later. Now I can see here already that this blue I can move around to there, which will put it into that orbit. So let's do that. Okay, and the blues are done, and the oranges are unaffected. So now we can see if we helped any of the others with those jumbles. Check the greens. Yep, we fixed the greens, and I don't think this red is solved. If we put it here, it will jumble straight into this place, and there's a yellow there at the minute, so that won't cause any problems there. And now we just have to quickly sort out what we've just done. And I'm glad this came up, because now I can show you. You will get into this point sometimes where both of the colour are in the right orbits, but you can't swap them out for the top colour. See, the greens, the reds and the blues are in place. The oranges, that goes here and that does go here, but I can't get it there. Now what you do here is put it on the right with the top colour at the back, if you can, and then do right, left, and then do a jumble right, and do a front, a right and a left. And now you can sort these bits out here if you're unsure, just keep turning the two sides which are incorrect, and it will sort themselves out. And there we go. Okay, so now all the jumbling is done, and we're back to a normal Curvy Copter solve. All the edges are flipped, so I'm going to sort out those first. Right, there we go. Now it's just the corners. So the first thing we want to do is permute them. We're going to permute them, then orientate them. What we're looking for is one in the right place, and same as the beginner's method with the Rubik's Cube, you'll either get one, none, or all four in the right place. In this case we've got one, which is good. If you've got none, do the following algorithm and then you will end up with one, and then do it again. And you want the one that's in the correct place on the bottom left as you're looking down on the cube, and then do this: right, left, back, left, back, right, back, left, back, left. And if it doesn't work, you may need to do it a second time. Back, left. And there we go. Now they're all in the right place. Now we've got to orientate them. Now to orientate them, as you may know, you have to do front, right, back, left 6 times, and that will turn them all one way. So you may have to do this twice. And yep, that's once, so we're going to have to do it twice. There. And there we have it. A solved Curvy Copter. I'll put the algorithms that I did use in the description. Other than that, I hope you enjoyed. That's it from me. Please like, subscribe, and happy cubing. One, find another corner. Match that up there. And then we can just simply put that in.